Hey, ladies and gents, it's Zembak, and we are doing a iconic plane review on the Russian Yak-1. Yeah, 1939. Uh, a design was called for from the Russian Design Institutes for a fighter plane. There was three entered. This was, of course, the Yak-1, the MiG-3, and the Lag-3 were entered into this contest. Well, it's not really a contest. In Russia, it worked different, right? The competing aircraft doesn't necessarily get a chance to be produced. In Russia, each design bureau submitted a plan, and then production began of that aircraft. I don't know why. That's how it worked in Russia. However, the Yak-1, the MiG-3, and the Lag-3 all failed the initial tests. Yeah, they were complete and utter failures. However, it was decided since Yakovlev, the head of the design bureau, was extremely. I shouldn't say extremely favored. It was he was favored by Stalin. So the Yak-1 was put into production before the MiG-3 and the Lag-3, which is interesting in the first year. So this is 1940. So then the first year of its initial production, 8,000 changes were made to this aircraft, initial design changes. In fact, in the next 3 years, over 20,000 changes were made to this aircraft. There was a lot of little issues, everything from leaky fuel tanks, the composite material they used for its wings, to they couldn't get the stupid canopy open. It had a lot of teething problems, but it was shoved into production, and this actually caused a problem because it was designed. The design of the aircraft and the different places that it was produced essentially made each individual aircraft a one-off. So this aircraft was hand-built, and not everybody, if you took a part off one Yak-1 over here and another one built off a different factory over here in a different batch number, even the same Yak-1 built in the same factory but from different batch number, the parts probably wouldn't fit together. This was a huge problem. You have a Yak-1, you need parts for it. Okay. It was so bad that sometimes the landing gears, the struts for the landing gears would be off. So the airplane would actually sit at an angle, and they would have to do lots of mechanical surgery to get the airplane to have the right kind of stance because of the mixed matched parts that was used from the initial build, and then the spare parts that were used later on. So this aircraft was a literal nightmare to service in the field because, essentially, like I said, they were a hand-built one-off airplane, and they built 8,000 of them. That's crazy. Obviously, its performance-wise, it did quite well. Most of the time, it was fighting below 4,000 meters. It matched most of the BF-109 performance at about 4,000 meters. Under 4,000 meters, it was not quite as good. We're just. I mean, they're just. They're cutting hairs here. This aircraft matched up with the BF-109 pretty much all the way up to about probably 6,000 meters, and then after that, of course, the BF-109 had a better performance envelope. Some of the interesting stories about this aircraft, it was so light in the tail, they actually had problems. They actually had deaths from this. They would oftentimes leave technicians hanging on to the back of the tail to keep it on the ground when they were trying to take off. Unfortunately, the technicians would not get off quick enough, and there you had a Russian guy hanging off the ass end of your plane as you took off. This really happened, folks. This was the problem with the plane. A lot of times when it would land, tail would bounce, and it'd end up on its nose. But for the most part, it was an exceptionally good aircraft. It was well liked. This produced several aces. In fact, this produced the only 2 female aces in World War II, both of them with 11 kills each. It was a well liked plane. considering how the Russian ingenuity involved with it, compared to the high performance BF 109 that this thing, essentially this was a peasant's plane fighting the the aristocratic BF 109, and it did well. It did very well. About 8,000 Yak-1s were produced. Now, what's interesting is that what we have in game is the Yak-1, like where the BF-109, we have the BF-109E, we have the BF-109F, we have the BF-109G. They just simply changed the last number on here. So the Yak-1, the Yak-7, we go on all up here to the Yak-1M. All these aircraft are essentially the same. The Yak-9, these are all part of this family of essentially starting with the Yak-1. Obviously you can look at it. The wing designs, it's essentially just the upgraded version of the Yak-1. Better engines, different aerodynamics, that little bit changes in the aerodynamic stuff, that different canopy and stuff like that. But essentially this was Yakovlev's initial design. It just kept on building there, and you kept getting more high performance aircraft as you went up the line for the Yak-1. Grand total of all the Yaks built in the Yak family was over 35,000. So a very successful, totally Russian iconic airplane. This thing proved itself on the Eastern Front time and time again. So what do we got in game? Well, we get kind of an interesting aircraft. We get one 20mm hub mounted, and we get one 50 cal. Right down the center line. Now, this was kind of a Russian preference. They preferred most of their aircraft to have inline mounted weaponry. They didn't really care for machine guns on the wing, and that's time you see, like, say, for example, the P40. I'm sorry, not the the P40M and whatnot. A lot of times they would remove these outside guns and have them stuck around the hub. They did it with the P39Q. They really liked this aircraft quite well. They removed all the machine guns from the wing, and of course put them down the center line. And that's essentially what you got with the Yak-1. And most of the Russian aircraft, you'll notice in the lower tiers, are a little bit undergunned. That was okay by Russian standards. The pilots actually preferred it. They preferred lightweight airplanes over the more powerfully armed and higher performance American and British aircraft. So what we get essentially in this game is, of course, is a very high maneuverable, very somewhat slow, not very good altitude performance, and kind of crappy gun armament. But it can turn. That's all you need to know with the Yak family. Of course, it changes a little bit when you get into the other ones, the Yak-7s, Yak-9s. They get the 37s and the 45s. But they're more of, like I said, more of the multi-role type, where these fighters are not so much. I'm not sure. Where's my Yak-7? Or Yak-1, Yak-M, Yak-3. Trying to figure out where my Yak-3 is at. Yak-3. Of course starts to get the 23mm and the 20mm in the nose. A little more well armored, or armed, I should say. But yeah, like I said, the initial design of the Yak-1, this is the granddaddy of the entire Yak family, and that's what you get. So what do I usually run on it? I run lightweight airframe, control surface adjustment, and of course the improved reflector sight. And my pilot skill is aerodynamics expert. You want to take advantage of that great maneuverability of this aircraft. Other than the KI and the Zero, this thing will outturn everything else in the game, including Spitfires. It's a little bit undergunned, but once you get used to that 20mm and the 150, it does a pretty decent job. So I'm going to bring up the game for you guys, games I should say, so you guys can check out how this thing handles. All right, guys, back with the first game in the Yak-1. I got a flight on the other side, so this should be highly entertaining. MiG-3 and an IL-2. Well, let's see what we can do here. Yak-1. If you're going to use this as, this does not work well if you're going to attack multiple sectors unless they're relatively close. It just doesn't have the airspeed. It it's slow. Yeah, altitude performance is not good. Boost is short. Yeah, it's not a real good plane if you're going to fly around a lot. You're going to be better off something with a little bit more performance than this thing. However, this thing does well in these closer maps where you don't have to fly too far. Unfortunately, my other human pilot that was in this game with me, he was AFK for most of the game. However, like I said, great little point defense fighter though. Once you take an objective, you can camp it. You'll see, like I said, the center cap is always fun with this aircraft. It does pretty well. With that 20 and the 150, the 20's got some range. I mean, like you said, you can see here where I'm picking up some decent damage with the 20, but where it really comes in handy, of course, is when you get within that 300 meters and closer, where you're able to just put out a lot of damage on a target. Yeah, go fucking figure. These bots are just amazing. That, and in fact, I have 3 human planes with me that can't seem to shoot one down. I shouldn't say human. Bot planes have no intention of helping me out here. Flip around on the boomerang. Sorry, I'm complaining. It was been one of those days in World of Warplanes. Great maneuverability with this aircraft. You know, stay below 1,500 meters with this aircraft, and you'll do just fine. You'll see in a couple of games where I try to push it up over 1,500 meters, and it just turns into a slow, flat kind of duck. It does not do well. However, anything below 1,500 meters, you should have no problem dealing with just about anything. I mean, the turn rate on this thing is ridiculous. We're talking Japanese rate of turn with this aircraft. Right equipment, right crew skills on it, and you're right there with a 0. You probably can't quite outturn them, but you're pretty damn close. In fact, you're close enough. If you do get on their tail, they're not going to get away from you. Take this objective, got the center objective, and now I'm going to boost on over here and hang out and see what we can see. Once again, not the fastest thing in the world. So yeah, if you want to attack with it, objective to objective, try to pick the closest one. Otherwise, you're going to be flying around a lot here. Pick up the BF-110 coming through. Let's see if I can get a couple shots into him. Pretty nice with the about 650 meters is what your 20s can reach. Like I said, can't quite get up 1,700 meters, and my stall about 100 kilometers an hour. Stall out, and I'm not going to try to chase him too much more here. Got a Ju-88 coming in here. Well, hell, I'm already up here. What are we going to do here? So, looking for something a little bit lower to deal with. Turn and burn light fighter. You shouldn't be trying to hunt bombers with it anyway, if you don't have to, of course. That's all entirely depends on what the map throws at you. Pick up the K-43-2, knock him out, flip up out and over, and I got the Hurricane 2 coming around the other side here. Put some 20s into him. And like I said, surprisingly enough, with the 120 millimeter, it does a reasonable amount of damage. Like I said, once you get within under that 300 meter mark, you can take off a lot of HP relatively quickly with this gun, or head to head, either and or. All right, home team's looking pretty good. We've got 3 objectives to their 2, and I'm going to be looking for something else to shoot down here because I'm a greedy fuck. I know this. Everybody else knows this. What are you going to do? Head on out of here. Most everything up here I can't deal with, being that that's a heavy fighter and 2 bombers up high altitude. I'm not going to be able to take any of that on. So I thought I'd come over here and give my 2 bombers and some GAs some help. Unfortunately, I thought, well, maybe those guys are interested in something other than me. Flip up and over, pick up the Hurricane. Oh, there you are, buddy. Incredible roll rate, good turn rate, back on him. And, of course, the heavy fighter, who I thought for sure earlier was picking on the bombers, apparently decided to say, fuck them, and come after me. So now I'm going to try to see if I get the F4F before they turn their fat ass around and make another run on me. Once again, speed is really the issue with this aircraft. You get into a turn and burn, you're just perfectly fine. But if you got to catch some of these faster aircraft, you're going to get screwed. Here they all come. They're all going to pile on me, which is all right because that pretty much left all the rest of the planes alone. And hopefully they're going to be turning the objective here before I get back into cap. Pull back in here, hit the battle button, looking around, find the IL-2, down we go, turn rate, roll rate, this thing does it all. If it had one more cannon on it, it would probably be OP as fuck. I mean, seriously, you out-turn a Spitfire quite easily. You don't quite have the cannon and the machine gun power they do, but this is not made to be shooting down large HP targets if you don't have to. Of course, once again, it all depends on what you have available. If you have to take out GAs, you can take out GAs. This thing shines taking out other light fighters. So, back to center. We're going to try to see if we can get a little bit of altitude here. I can see that one of the multi-rolls are up here. Most likely that F4F. Yep, that's Mr. F4F there again. We're looking around. Come on, Kit. See what you got. He's going after the BF-110E. That didn't work out well for him. And the BF-110E finishes him off. Got the JU-88 up high. That ain't working. BF-110. He's going to come right in here. I got just enough speed and altitude to put a little bit of burst into him before I stall out. And back down we go. All right. Now it's time to, of course, try to pick out some other targets. Pick up the MiG-3 coming in here. Molson Burp. Canadians. Wow. So down we come. He's helping his platoon mate out in the IL. We're going to pull in on him here and see what we can do. MiG-3, high-altitude performance aircraft. Good 50 cals on that machine. Unfortunately, doesn't do well at low altitude or having to deal with the MiG-3. They turn the objective back, and now I have the IL-2, who of course is playing somewhat of a fighter role here and wrecking some shit. Puts a bunch of shells into him. Like I said, once you get under that 300 meters, this thing does pretty well. With that 20 millimeter and that 50 cal burst damage, it doesn't take very long to wear down the GAs. All right, so they are up right now, and the score is 573 to 555. I have to take this objective back. So I'll pull around. Let's see if we can knock off some targets here. There we go. Come on, Boomerang. Be helpful for once. I got two heavy fighters coming in here. I just need a couple kills here to turn this objective back. And around we go. Come on. Oh, there we go. Almost there. Slowly but surely. I swear to God, this aircraft had some sort of shielding around it. I can see the stupid flashes all over the aircraft, right? Boom. I can hear them ticking away on the aircraft. I cannot. 5 hit points. 5 fucking hit points. One more time. Come on. 4 hit points. And finally kill him. One more death. I need one more to kill to turn this objective back. 639, 654. The game is too tight not to fuck this up. Finish him off. Pick up the third kill and pick up the objective. So we're sitting at 663, 670, 657, 681. I'm sorry, 672 to 681. She's that tight. That is right. Squall line is up, and we need just to hold this a little bit longer, and we have a pretty good chance of winning the game here. Got the F4F coming down here. Let's see here. He's got altitude on me. I really don't want to deal with him. However, his buddy over here, the other F4F coming in here, Paul, he wants to go head-to-head. He's almost dead anyway, so we're just going to oblige him and knock him out. The other F4F, he dropped down into the well. He's going after my boomerangs. 740, we're finally up on them, 744 to 729. This was a really good game, tight game. You always got to love those in World of Warplanes. Coming across here, I'm putting out a little bit of lead out in the front, kind of giving me a judge a distance on it, where I need to lead him from. Now I got him down around my 300 meters, where this machine actually comes in pretty handy. Got the brakes on, got the flaps on, finish off kit, and we are at 798. Finally win it, close game. Love these battles like this, and pick up a good victory with the Yak-1. One more game for you guys to check out, and they'll be up right. Alright guys, back with the second game in the Yak-1. I'm playing with one of my clanmates, the Master Chief himself. He is also playing a Yak-1. Same map. Yeah. Different objectives. Yeah, with that said, if anybody's looking to join a clan, we're always looking for active players. I don't care what your win rate is. I don't play this game to be competitive. I have too much other games to play. Too many other games to play, I should say. Correct English. Which isn't, what I'm known for. So yeah, if you're looking for a clan, jump into JG52. We're always looking for active players. We have a pretty good bunch of guys. So, got my recruiting spiel out there. So, back to the game. Boomerangs. I love boomerangs. Drop down here on the first one. I'm looking for the first one that's coming here. And we got to pick up this boomerang coming down here. Put a couple good rounds into him. He's dropping straight down from me. There you go, buddy. Sucks getting shot, don't it? He's rolling on through, and I'm going to stay on his tail. I'm trying to keep him off my GAs. I let the GAs draw him down lower, and they're going to be busy trying to pound on the ground attack planes, which leaves me a pretty good chance to finish him off. Pick up my second kill, and I got one more boomerang, but they turned the objective. Chief went south on me to take the other objective here, and we're going to meet in the middle. That's typically we usually do in a teamwork fashion, at least. Split up initially, so we make sure we can take the objectives as quick as possible. Heading back to the middle, they have a lot of high flyers, some good energy fighters, so this should be an interesting game. Pick up the command center. Chief's got the south objective taken, and now we're going to converge on the center objective and see what we can do. Bullfighter's almost dead. What do we got down over here? P-36 up high. Got an A6M1 with me. Another bullfighter. And an A6M1 coming into the objective, or he's already over the objective. So, time to start shooting down some baddies. First target looks like to be the A6M1, but oh nope, he gets denied. Got the bullfighter here. Get up to about a little over 1,000 meters. I don't really have a whole lot of hope of obtaining that altitude with this aircraft, even with boost. So I'm just going to try to put as much damage into him as I can and start looking for lower targets here. Pick up the P-36 coming through. Oh man, it sucks to be you in that airplane. Not that I hate the airplane, but I do. Yeah, that's an American low-tier aircraft for you. Pick up the... Don't pick it up, I'm sorry. Oh, I thought I did. Pick up the F-2A, slow, fat plane. I don't know why they just don't... all those early Americans should be just SFPs, slow, fat planes. I like that, actually. Pick up the MiG-3. He's playing high altitude. He's going to try to not really zoom and boom me. Pick up the second objective. And what do we got left to shoot at? Around and around we go. Like I said, point defense fighter, this plane works out nice. If you don't have to fly anywhere to shoot anything, you can rack up a pretty amazing combat score with this thing. So, maybe I should call this the really good camping plane. You know, sit on an objective and just shoot at shit. If you have to attack or chase anything, you're pretty much fucked because it just doesn't have the speed or the altitude performance to do either one of those. Pick up the Hurricane, and now I'm just kind of loiter here to see what's happening. We kind of had a plan here. Master Chief was going to head over to that one, and I was going to be shortly after him. Got about not quite all the way over there. and started picking up some targets here. Pick up the A6M1 coming in here, finish him off. And we got the... Ooh, he diving hard. Oh, there we go. Pick up the other MiG-3. He's coming back down. See if we can put some shells into him. That means I didn't get to go with Master. I don't get to go with Chief. I get into this headhunting of the MiG-3. We're going to get him eventually. Yeah, there we go. Finish him off. Flip over. Unfortunately, Master Chief's already over the other objective. And I wasn't a very good wingman. I didn't get with him soon enough. I was too busy nom-nomming on MiG-3s. But it doesn't look like I was needed. Master Chief turns the other objectives, and we're up 4-1. And now we're just going to sit down here and work over some of these targets. We got snacks in the IL-2. Let's see what we can do with the IL-2. Come in, stay in. Like I said, you stay in relatively close to it. You can do pretty good damage with that 20 and the 150 because they're right on center line. Unfortunately, they're turning this one objective really quick, and I need to reset it a little bit. So I turn my attention back on the Focke-Wulf, who has lower HP targets. Gives me enough time to keep working on this IL-2. He destroys another ground target. I got to kill him before he turns another one, otherwise we lose the objective. So back on snacks again. 20 overheats. And, pole of death! Shit! Oh, I have nightmares about that thing. And I rub my belly on the on the rocks. Pick up the IL-2. Let's see if I can finish him off before he finishes. Yes, knock him off before the objective finishes. Now I got the BF-109 coming in head-to-head. Ooh, damn. Head-to-head. I usually don't win those engagements. I usually shouldn't go after those engagements, but hey, you know what? Squall line was up. At the worst, I had a respawn. So we're sitting at 4 objectives to their 1. Their Master Chief is over there chasing a bomber formation in his Yak-1. Bless his heart. That slow thing, he must have climbed for a couple minutes and had to be at the right altitude to keep up with a set of bombers, because this thing actually will get, the bombers will actually outrun this thing. Yeah, it's not that hard. So we're at 603 to 270, kind of an ass whooping. Yeah, but this is the part where if you are in a flight, you have a decided advantage over everybody that's playing solo. Drop in here. They're all interested in that GA. I'm going to single out the one target here who's flying outside of the objective and pick up the boomerang slowly but surely. Oh, of course, the fellows behind me and the fighters, they completely ignore the GA, and now it's going to be me versus an A6M. And like I said, very close turn rates with this aircraft, an A6M. So yeah, we really get into it here. Split up and over, back arounds, back underneath him. We might get on his tail. Come on, Yak. This is Russian ingenuity here. Oh, get one good burst into him. Back around on him. Think I got his motor. Did I get it? No, I didn't get shit. I got his wing, no, or his tail. He's unable to turn fast enough. Now, I'm going to turn around here and finish this off. Finish off the last objective. Got both command centers. I got 6 hit points. All right. The 183 coming in here. Oh, finish him off. Now I have 4 hit points. And now I have 1. Oof. 1 hit point. That's, plenty. You don't need any more than 1. Pick up the F2A. I have no more things shooting at me, so now I'm just racking up damage. So, second game in the old Yak-1, and